Hi again and welcome. My name is Mayo Akile, and I'm your host on Conversation Ekiti. So let's get into this week's roundup of events and happenings as regards the Ekiti state election. Hi there and welcome again. This is Conversation Ekiti, the social media talk show that brings to you the intricacies of the Ekiti elections as they unfold. I'm sharing my experience as a first-time voter, and I'm bringing all the updates from the Ekiti election. So this week, the roundup of activities that have happened this week, it's no longer news that the APC, the All Progressives Congress, which is the leading party in the Ekiti election, has decided to move its primary that was scheduled to hold on the 5th of January till 26th of January. And there are different agitations that surrounded this shift, but it just had to be done. So we spoke with the secretary of All Progressives Congress, the person of Mr. Agaba Arugundade, and he had this to say.
Primary issue is the duty and the responsibility of the party at the national. And well, if we are looking at it from angle of from a layman's angle, I would say maybe there are one or two things that needed to be put in place. Largely, I think, is to ensure that there is a proper party primary. I'm sure that must have been the reason for the change in date. Is just to ensure that everything is right.
So what is this level of local preparedness?
Well, the key issue is you have because the party has the right to decide on the form of primary, but presently in the state, all the aspirants are going around discussing with party people, because we have two layers now.
Yes.
You have the party members. We have done our registration and we have about 128,000 registered members.
Wow.
They are discussing with them, and on the other hand, they are equally discussing with the delegates. So if it's direct, they are doing what they are supposed to do. If it is equally indirect, they are equally doing that. There are a lot of them. They are working, talking to delegates. So there is a high-level movement. The stage is set for the primary. Perhaps to stage it tomorrow at local level. At state level, we are ready.
The APC is still not sure what type of primaries to conduct in the election, either to conduct direct primaries or indirect primaries. This is one of the core issues that is among the amendments that was made to the Electoral Act bill that was not accepted by the President a couple of weeks ago. Okay. On the ground here, there is serious agitation for primaries. Individuals that I had the chance to interact with expressed that what they required from the party leadership was a primary that was direct and one that had the voice of the people.
I think for good representation, for us to actually know that we are presenting a candidate that will be able to win the general election, direct primary would have been the best. I think it should be the one to use, so that nobody will be able to have some delegates somewhere and start giving them money. But if you allow the party members to choose who they actually want to fly their flag in the general election, direct primary should be the mode of primary election.
Another important update as regards the election: the People's Democratic Party is set to conduct its primaries on the 27th of January. That's later in the month. But this weekend, something important is happening. The delegates that will vote in that primary election will be voted for in the 177 wards across Ekiti State. Stick here and we'll bring you all the updates from that World Congress. One of the contenders for the party nomination for governorship in the All Progressive Congress, a person of Sen Dayo Adeyeye, officially flagged his campaign here. It was a very loud and rambunctious event. Hundreds of individuals followed the train that moved from around the NBC to his campaign office in Nigeria. They spoke to a couple of individuals on that rally and they had this to say.
I'm from Ado local government, from Ode Ekiti precisely. I'm here for the flag off of Prince Dayo Adeyeye for governor 2022. Two of the people are in support of him, being a grassroots person, and we know him to be a very sincere person to everybody in Ekiti State. When we talk of the first radio station in Ekiti State was given to us in Ekiti, and it's beneficiary to everybody in the town. We really appreciate his gesture for him to come out this time around, fight for the position of governor.
He's about the only candidate that could actually win Ekiti State for APC. He has the structures and is on ground. Besides that, he happens to come from Ekiti South Senatorial District of the state. The district that has never produced the governor of the state since the creation of the state. Ekiti Central has spent 12 years as governor. North Senatorial District has produced governor for 12 years. Ekiti South Senatorial District has not produced the governor at all. So justice and equity, shows that Adeyeye should be the next governor of the state.
Inú ẹgbẹ́ kan náà àwọn tó lè rántí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ẹ̀tàn jẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ sọ ní gbangba ilé mi mo sọ tẹ́ bá gba kándídéètì ní ẹ̀tàn jẹ́ ní o.
Entire state capital, the entire city of Ode Ekiti stood or stand still for Senator Ode Ekiti. That is a clear testimony that if APC must retain Ekiti, that if APC, if there is going to be continuity of the government of Dr. John Kawari, Senator Ode Ekiti is the most celebrated, the most credible aspirant out of all of them.
Let's join the party to the members. Give every member of APC a voice. Make it a direct primary in which the vote of every member of APC will count. If you are indeed popular, you want to truly represent APC, why do you want to represent a small sector, minute section of it that has not been selected by popular choice? Why? That in the interest of peace, of equity, of justice, of fairness, and the overriding interest to win the election in the state, this party must return power to the people by conducting a direct power. The party must pick a credible candidate, and I offer myself as that credible candidate who has common touch the masses of Ekiti State, who can win the election for this party. If you are looking for that person, that is me.
Another aspirant from the south, the distinguished Honorable Richard Bamisile, popularly known as Bafem in Ekiti State, also this week launched the mega rally in Ado, and this was some scenes from that rally.
APC.
PDP padà sí ìjọba Ekiti, and we started going round. Though unfortunately some people are misconstruing and going out, but we are focused. All our aspirants are equal before the party here. No anointed aspirants. We've been saying it. We say it today, we will say it tomorrow. APC is APC. We know the consequences of doing the negative to our people. We are going to continue in government for as long as God wants us to. In as much as
Bafem has a lot. Bamisile has a lot. He's bold, he's strong, he's humble. is somebody that will tell you what to do. I've never seen it. I've been with him since 1999 up to today. But I'll be honest with you, Ekiti will see what they've never seen before. The youth is so much empowered. And not only that, infrastructure will be like what Biden wants to do in America. That's what he's going to do here in Ekiti.
To me, when people were asking, am I going to contest this election, the first person I went to was the governor of the state, who is the leader of the party in the state, which was 3rd of June, and now officially I'm declared. So we must allow the people of the party, especially the family who want for themselves. I love the way they spoke today. They're going to be very independent, and we pray they stay independent. And we're going to be fruitful and mind the way at least the election is on. It's a critical election, don't forget. This election is the ultimate election to the presidential election in Abuja. By the time we're done with the Ekiti state, we're moving into a state election. And this will be a very great signal to what happens in 2020. The party is not trying to play a fluke. The party is ready to win election. And we're not going to become a state election just to see what the future holds. So I can assure you by the grace of God, they are very great men, led by the president serving caretaker chairman, Maila Bodi in Abuja. He has performed wonders. He has won all elections that he has gone through, except the election of Anambra State. And I'm very sure and certain he will deliver Ekiti in fairness.
Another aspirant in the APC, Honorable Bamidele Faparusi, popularly known as Papi, has also begun community engagement with chairman, party leaders, and party footfalls within the party.
Ìtẹ̀síwájú Èkìtì, Ode Ekiti, ìtẹ̀síwájú Èkìtì, lápapọ̀ APC.
Every sort of staff, the continuity here. If we want continuity in this party, this is the time for this party to pay us back in the central district and sacrifice to. We have sacrificed enough in this central district. It is the time for the South, for the APC.
Because of this meeting is to charge them to go out there and continue to demand for equity, fairness, and justice within the polity. So charge them that they should support my candidature, and if some of them do not find me worthy, they should look for other aspirants contesting in the South Central District and support. If the party allows for free, fair, transparent election, I'm very confident that the ordinary voters in APC will vote for a standard candidate. But the system is being rigged. The system is being rigged in favor of somebody that is not from the South. It's not acceptable, and we will resist it. And that is my statement. We will resist any attempt to rig this election in favor of anybody that is not from the South.
And that's that for today's episode. In the next episode, we'll be talking about individual candidates. We're talking about their history, their background, and their prospect of earning their party tickets in this election. Till then, my name is Mayowa. Have a wonderful week. Bye.